You know that when you are at peace and truly loving, when you can love a person that has done something that's adverse to you and love them through it. Like, oh wow, you're special right now, or like, wow, what you must have gone through, and have compassion towards them in that way, and open your heart in that way. Ooh, that's something. That tries you. That lets you see how far you are on the road of compassion. Welcome to our pajama party. Just taking care of ourselves and relaxing today and spending some time with you all today. Praise Allah on this. What is the day? It's 2 days after the full moon eclipse, right? So still all the practices that we said, everyone, please keep them up. Everybody who's joining us live here, get in here. But if you're not in here, put hashtag live inside of the chat box to show everybody that you have shown up for yourselves. And we are so appreciative that you show up for us as well, because we are healing together. So we are so thankful for that. This is something that it's for everyone, not just for us speaking to people. No. We just here in the forefront, but we all doing this together, and we are strong for that. But before we go on for any further, I have a very special project for everyone to do. We need the tribe. Yes, and we have some people who are not like with it right now, but we gotta help our sister, Sun Goddess. So I want you all to affirm every day from this point on. Every day, Deanna must get her eye appointment booked and made.
Boom.
That's it. Boom. Every day. Affirm that. I need everybody to affirm that. Everybody here, everybody in live, everybody on replay. Oh, if you're here on replay, hashtag replay. Tell us where you're logging in from and join the crew. We need you. Hashtag Deanna, make your eye appointment. All right. We're going to do that every day until she does it. And I will keep you updated every day. So along with at the beginning of the show, I'm going to say hashtag Deanna, make your eye appointment. All right. Because it's been a year. She told me it's been 2 months, but now she just confessed and said it's been over a year.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't tell you 2 months. I just didn't tell you the actual time.
She didn't tell me the actual time. But when I just said that I need to do it. When I first heard about it was 2 months ago that I need to do this.
Right.
Yeah, but now she has told me the actual time. It's been a year, you all, and she has headaches. You heard her yesterday say she had a headache. Mm-hmm. So we got to help our sister. Give her some strength to push that button. Call that doctor. Get that eye appointment and get it rolling. This is self-care. This is self-care day, right? This is self-care day.
Actually, this is a good segue because we can talk about what the issue is. Everything that we do, there's always something underlining.
Yeah.
So my issue with not going to the doctor is first, I'm having anxiety with being around other people. That's number one.
That's fine.
Number two is there's some questions that she's going to ask me that I'm not ready to talk to anyone else about that involves this current event that I'm in. So I'm not trying to cry at the eye doctor. So it's a lot deeper than what I have shared. It isn't like that I'm scared of the doctor or anything like that, because she's the bomb.
Yeah, she's nice.
She's the bomb. She's really, really the bomb. It's deeper. So I need to burn it. I'm gonna burn it today.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yes.
I love that.
Oh, yeah. Well, because we know as feminine flames that
please do.
Blockages prevents leveling up and prevents manifestations and prevents
Yeah.
beautiful things from happening. And I don't want anything to be standing in my way of us being excellence, of us being rich, as Jessie said
Mm-hmm.
earlier. And when she said rich, I heard abundance. That means abundance
Yeah.
in health,
Yes.
abundance in mindset, abundance in self worth and acceptance. You
Yes.
know, abundance in financial, of course, abundance in just friendships. What? Oh my gosh, in relationships, in my lifestyle, you know? So
Mm.
I will burn it today. And I had another something else I was going to burn today too.
Ooh.
So they're going to be just friends together sitting in the fire.
Nice.
Let's
I like
go.
that.
Let's burn together, boo.
I love me some rituals. You know that. All you say I'm burning, and I'm like, yes. Seriously,
Awesome.
like I was reading one of the contracts last night, and I was like, and I was getting goosebumps because the way that it was explained was the same way that Spirit explained it to me. So when I was like, I was in that mode, like, oh. Like I always knew that my ritual was deeper than, you know, anybody can ever possibly like explain it to me. But when I read the significance of like all the sacred stuff and everything in it, I was like, whoa, this is deep. So yeah, get yourself, start burning stuff up. Like you don't need it, burn it. It will be amazing to like to watch it burn, to see it. And
Yeah.
me,
Purifying it.
yeah, it's purifying. It definitely is purifying.
Oh.
And I sit there and I just watch the fire take that thought or take that blockages that was really keeping me back from like being amazing or from doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing or the things that I must be doing to elevate and to go to the deeper pool of life. I look at it and I'm like, dude, okay. And when I burn it and I see it, I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful.
And
And
you
I'm
and you
like,
see it transform. You
it
see it
does.
transform. It's like, wow, look at it. And it just changes. You
It
just watch
really
it to go to
does.
the end. It's like, wow.
Fire is amazing when you use fire to transmute any energy. It's like, what?
Mm.
You
Hey,
know,
Tiffany. How are you,
what
sweetie?
I'm sorry.
Oh, forgive me, forgive me.
What I like about fire is that not only can you give it what you don't want anymore, you can also give the fire what you do want. So
Yes.
it's so beautiful
Yes.
that it transmute all energies. So if
Mm-hmm.
you need to detox out your body and
Mm-hmm.
the ones you want to put in your body.
You want to put in.
Right, right. And actually I might record it. Because you know the girl got the fireplace. So I might put the camera
Ooh,
and record it and let you guys see it going, you
that
know.
would be
And
awesome.
yeah, yeah. So
That would be awesome.
It's definitely one of the things that we want to create as our tribe. Like
Yeah.
once everything gets settled and we have our schedule set for what we're going to do from now on, that's definitely something that we want to invite people to do, to come with us and to do
Mm-hmm.
these rituals with us, because when we join forces to have energy together,
Yes.
it expands and amplifies even bigger. Because the portals become, you know, it's a bigger portal. Because when you do it by yourself, it's a portal, and it does
Yeah.
amplify, and it does come back, and you know,
Yes.
you can transform your life. Like for me, example, I was living in this apartment, and it was not 100%. I put in all of these manifestations that I wanted. I burned them out. Now is like I was telling Ange, it's a manifestation of my 38 years of me living in on unconscious living. And then last year, when I really got deeper into my spiritual practices and learning about all these the rituals, and learning how, you know, it's not just like boom, let's burn it and that's it, boom. It's way more than that. It signifies a lot more. So once we get all those things, I usually do it anytime. Like I do it anytime I'm called to do so. But it started for me in a full moon. That's where it started. My ritual started on a full moon, and I was doing all of this. So that's why I would love for us to have other people to come and do these rituals with us when we start, full mode. Because this is gonna help you, not only in the situations that you're in now, but this will build for your future, and this will give you set for everything for life.
Yeah.
And it's a sacred ritual for you. So I'm excited for all of us to, and I'm excited that you guys took it in and went and continue to do so and continue to do these things, because this is not the first time that I've had conversations with other people, and I've expressed my rituals before, and so I am just so grateful that now you guys are like, what? Of course we're doing that. Well, I know. So yeah, last night was super emotional for me when I was reading the contract, and I was seeing all of the words that were put into the contract that Spirit said, see. And I'm just like, okay. Like, see why you have to stay put and not distract yourself and not allow other people's energy to come in and play with your energy if your energy's not ready for them to be playing with your energy. Because when that happens, it becomes a tornado and your life is distracted. So yeah.
Queen, what contract? Goddess, excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
But goddess.
Well, this is one of our loom contracts. I was reading that, and it was the sacred society that we speak of. It's amazing. I'm so excited that somebody gave me the invitation. Well, Christine gave me the invitation. I was excited from that, and then from there, I was just like, "Girl, we're gonna be sisters forever." My grandfather said this will happen. I did not know it was coming from you, but we're gonna be sisters forever.
Oh, wow. And I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. I love the Dream Weavers loom. It's beautiful, and there's more than one. And it's like Jesse said, the unity, the sisterhood, and there is some that have men that are in it as well that I've seen, and it's just amazing. It's
Shout out
something
to
that
Kyle.
Jesse said. Yeah, oh yeah, shout out to Kyle. Love you, sweetie. There's something that Jesse said about it, how the power rises and it's more when we're together. Yes, there is strength and unity and coming together. Like all our lives, we've prayed, right? All our lives, we've done things, right? And it's powerful. Never think that what you're doing when you're with yourself is not powerful. But when we come together, oh, we move mountains. I remember when COVID had originally happened, the pandemic had really originally came on, we were all in lockdown. Everyone from all over Central and South America, straight through, and they did it via Zoom. Everyone was showing themselves at their windows, was showing themselves at wherever they were in their home, all outside, because you had to get outside picture of you doing it, and we all prayed at the same time. At the exact same minute, everyone did it, and they taped it, and it was a prayer for the world. And man, what came to me that night and everybody, it was just like boom. It was amazing. It's amazing when we come together. That's why we're supposed to be together. We're communal. We are individuals, like individual people and unique. When we come together with our power, whoo, the worlds we can create and the things we can do, there's nothing that we cannot do. Nothing we can't do together. Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. I need some water.
Reset the energy really quick.
Yes.
And I have a question for the mamas and the non-mamas in the building.
I love that, in the building.
And
In the portal. So yesterday I wasn't in the show yesterday because I went to a college fair with my daughter yesterday, which was amazing. This is the second time we go to the college because this is the place that she wants to go. She wants to be a nurse, and this one is top 15 in the country, and it's only like half an hour from the house. It's an amazing. I get there and the energy is so good. I want to even take a nap. The whole place. So something happened where one of the dad says, hey, he comes up to my daughter and says, hey, you're coming here next year? And then she said, oh yeah. He's like, oh, you look like you're 12. Ha ha ha. And then he says, well, I see where you get your looks from. And moves on. And I almost, my first reaction, poof. But I was like, let's take a deep breath. Deep breath underneath my mask. Let's take a deep breath. You haven't even seen my face yet. Let's take a deep breath. So I took a deep breath and I said, oh, thank you. And then I started to speak to his daughter. She was right next to him. I said, so hey, do you want to come here? Is this your first, whatever? And she's like, no, this is actually one of my last schools. This is my first one. And she goes into details, and I said, well, why nursing? Because this is one of the top schools, and it doesn't seem like you have it in your anything. She was like, well, I really want to get into cancer patients and and she goes like deep the reason why she wants to become a nurse. And I said, oh, that's great. That means that you're really going to put all your mind to it, because it's big. But my question is, if you were the mom and the guy told your daughter, 17-year-old daughter, this conversation, what would have been your reaction? Because my husband was very upset that I didn't like shut it down and like push him or shovel him across the room. But I was thinking in terms of my friends whispering stuff into my ears and wanting to get to know the girl, and me being the mom that was concerned for her, not for the dad. So that's where I went, because later on it unfolded what Spirit was saying to me. Because at the moment I didn't know what Spirit was saying, but then while we kept going into the campus and the tour continued, because it was a tour of the whole building and everything, all the programs. And since we were in the nursing program, they went really deep of all that they offered and everything in there. So how will you handle that situation? See, let's start with you, because let's go in order in how I see it on my screen, and then we can go to Ange, and then Tiff, and then Amanda, because that's how I see you guys on the screen.
Did you see my invisible hand raised? Because it was raised, okay? The old Deanna would have handled it.
I like that.
In a sense of that I cannot protect my child or myself, or that's the way that men's supposed to talk to you. The new Deanna would have handled it that you cannot disrupt my vibration and my frequency. And I'm going to look deeper into why did he say that? Not what he said, but why. Because that's awareness. Because remember, everybody around us is basically their inner child, or that inner self that went through that trauma or that event. So I would have approached the situation with grace and compassion. And I would have had my energy filled up around me and my child. And when I saw her, I would have probably even expanded it to reach and surround his daughter.
Yeah.
And then I would have spoke, but I would have spoke with the voice of one, of source speaking and it wouldn't have been me being triggered. It wouldn't have been me being, oh my
Right.
gosh, how can you talk to women
Right.
that way?
Right.
No, deeper. What's the root of his words?
Oh, please, Mama.
Yeah. Yeah,
And this
because
is
for me, I
time.
didn't see that. Yeah, go ahead. But because for me, I didn't felt the trigger at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was at the moment I was in full force of everything. So I didn't feel it. I only felt it after when we told the story to my husband. And I didn't feel the trigger at all either because I was in that mode, D. So I'm glad you speak about that. Go ahead.
That was awesome.
And even your husband, he was triggered because that's where he's at.
There you go.
So even when he was triggered, it was basically something in him saying, will you please see me?
Mm-hmm.
Will you accept me? Will you love me? You know, and it could have been a mother wound that rose up because he felt you didn't take care of our child. And how are you not going to take care of her? Why didn't you push him off of you? That could have been a mother wound or some type of wound
Yeah.
that was in him that rose up quickly, and he was like, "What?" So it's deep. It's deep. You handled it very well.
You did, girl.
I was like, okay, well, but I was glad that and because I was just I promised that this time around I was going to, because it's a Catholic, it's a Dominican Catholic church that my daughter's and one of the things is that they teach spiritual stuff in it
Nice.
as part of the curriculum. But when
Wow.
she chose the school, we were in deep into, because this was way before the pandemic that we were looking into the school. So when I was asked to come this time around, Spirit said, "We need you to be in this mode." So that was the mode that I went in, and it was just like relax, calm. This is gonna be her new place of living, because this is the second time. So when I went and in preparation to going, it was this way of preparation. So I wasn't thinking of nothing like that. So when he said the question, I smiled, and then I quickly switched it. So, and hey, so what do you want to do, and what do things? So for him, it might have. I know it did, because after that he was still wanting to talk more to me or to my daughter about things, and he couldn't come our way. Yes, I quickly went to the bathroom and quickly reset all their energies. So I was like, yeah, no. You're gonna stay in your corner over there, and we're gonna do this thing from a distance. Y'all can be friends, yes, but you're gonna stay over there. So, and yeah.
Wow. Oh, shoot, you handled that. You were obedient to the spirit, what you felt, what it was told for you to do. And I would have done the same. I would have quickly with grace and compassion, I would have just reset the tone, reset the vibe there, and just went to the daughter. I would have done that, because it would have been all about first taking that and transmuting it into something of love. It come and that what he did comes from somewhere, like Dee said, you know. But at that moment, my vision would have been on all three, like we set for him, like come on, come out of that, you're gonna be all right, show him some love, and then the girls, show them that example of who we are as queens, that this is how you handle this type of situation, and with that grace, with that compassion, and stay within that vibe, because it changes everything. And you'll see that person just, it's not that they'll shut down, they change. They either not going to know what to do in that moment because they're out of their comfort zone of how they are used to treating women, for whatever reason, you know what I mean? And it normally just makes them quiet because they don't know what to do. They don't, when you out your comfort zone, you don't know what to do, and you're on the spot too. it would have just shut it down. And then the focus would have been on the girls. And they would either come around, change, and join the conversation, or just be a quiet participant. But yeah, definitely change the vibe, reset, and do that with some compassion. Me, and like what I loved about what Dee said, she said, the old Dee, I love that statement, because now we can compare how we used to have been, and how we will handle it today, and see the growth within ourselves, which is awesome and amazing. It's awesome and amazing. Because yeah, me before would have punched them.
Yeah.
I would have clocked them, and I would have called them an ass, or I would have showed my daughter that, instead of how, this is how you handle it, and keep it, within yourself. Be that queen, you know what I mean? Be that goddess, and handle it with grace and compassion. So yeah, and love the person. It is really, that when you are at peace and truly loving, when you can love a person that has done something that's adverse to you, and love them through it. Like, oh wow, you're special right now, or like, wow, what you must have gone through, and have compassion towards them in that way, and open your heart in that way. Woo, that's something. That tries you. That lets you see how far you are on the road of compassion, when you could do that, and see them as an individual on a hurt road that needs some assistance. Not opening yourself up to them like, oh yeah, come here, let me. Not
From
that
a
one.
distance, I
But
can't
yeah,
love.
from a distance. There
I
was there
sure
was
did.
there
I
was
sure.
an
I was
old
like, oh man. Oh, because the thing is, like,
yeah.
sometimes also I guess things, because you're on my path now, and you're trying to come into my bubble, some of your
Mm.
stuff comes through, because it needs to be shown so that I can see, so I don't walk in there. So that's what happens too, that, he doesn't know who I am. I don't know who he is. And
Right.
now he's trying to merge these worlds, not knowing the thing. So yeah, it was interesting. It was very interesting the day after that. After he spoke, it was interesting to see everything unfold, and to watch it from a distance, and be like, ooh, okay, I see why that happened. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was this sage one time. She told me, outside of one of my son's nursery daycare centers that I took him to, and she saw the look on my face, and I was just real. She's like, "What's? Are you all right?" I was, going through family things and stuff like that. She says sometimes you gotta love people with a long handle spoon. She said, "You remember that old wood spoon that your nana used to use, and to stir the sauce and everything?" She said, "Yeah, that one." I was just, she made me smile that day. But yeah, yeah. So show love, but with that long handle spoon when they way over there. Love you. You're gonna be all right. Like that. Like that. So remember that long handle spoon. You always have to get up close and personal to show you love.
Dave, how about you, babes?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Who did you say, Jesse? Wasn't
I
clear.
said Tiff.
Tiff.
How about you, babes?
Oh, wow. I'm glad that this is that we're having this discussion, because it's allowing me insight into how to handle situations like that. Because I feel like, well, no, I know that in the past I've handled it differently. And I think that comes from, growing up in a society that tells you that you're supposed to act a certain way as a lady, and that you must always be gracious with whatever compliments or supposed compliments, you know, that you get. And my reaction in the past, there's different levels of ways that I react to it depending. If I am not getting a complete creeper vibe from the person, then I tend to go back to that old standard of, okay, well, thank you, and let's move on, you know. Yeah, if I can tell that their intention is not to be creepy or sleazy, but that is what they've, the expectations that they grew up with as well.
Yeah.
And but then when I do get the creeper vibe, I tend to definitely be more tight with my response. And but I think for me, I think that there is this protective shield that kind of comes up and can sometimes just make me become more quiet and more internalized with it, because the trigger for me is keeping myself physically safe.
Wow.
And doing or saying what I need to do in order to keep myself physically safe and get out of the situation in that way. So, so hearing your responses so far has been really, really insightful and really helpful. And is also reminding me that there's still a lot of healing that needs to happen for me.
Wow.
Yeah, because it doesn't happen. I love that you said that, because it doesn't happen overnight. And when we're coming out of the things that were coming out, like for me, I had that where it was a protection shield. Like I just wouldn't talk to anybody. And then because of what was going on in the world, and I was like, no, I'm not letting that crap get to me. Hell no. Oh, excuse me. I worked very hard for this energy. I did not. And then I became very open to people, and then that was also damaging. So now I'm working on the balancing of both, and you know, allowing spirit to like guide me through the process of like yes, no, maybe, or we're gonna put him in a corner. We're gonna just put him in a. We're still gonna talk to him from a distance.
Right.
He's gonna be there. He might come near you again, but he's just gonna be in the distance now. We're gonna send him to the distance because he's not safe to be around you. Not because of, maybe it's because of what you can't see or what he's not verbally saying. But if you take a look at it, you will see his facial expressions, his reactions, and all that stuff. I'm glad you said that, because especially when it comes down to our kids, you know, when we have our kids with us and we are being protected for us and for our kids, because that's, you know, that mama bear instinct, like it comes in like really like a flash, in a flash.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also maybe not wanting to put myself or be in a situation where that fierce, completely destructive mama bear comes out, like, need to protect my child right now, and everything goes red. You know? So there's that too. So there's the healing side that needs to happen, and then there's also like, okay, yeah, yeah.
Wow. Amanda, what you got, girl?
Guys said it all, I think, and I'm still learning too, because I'm sure all of us have had things happen to us where I think we were conditioned, like men in our lives made it, you just have to take that. That's just from my perspective. I don't know. So I honestly feel uncomfortable saying no, even if I know deep down that I'm like, I don't like this, but that's why I was asking if maybe the daughter, that's why I was wondering what the whole rest of it, I wonder what your guides were saying, Jesse, like was the daughter feeling uncomfortable? Was your daughter feeling uncomfortable? Because like I said too, sometimes guys just have a creepy vibe, but they're just so harmless. So that's where I'm trying to figure out my boundaries and everything, and just I'm learning from you guys too. That's that mama bear, Tiffany, you said it. You try not to be like I'm gonna come for you, you know, and it's like it gets scary, and it's so I don't know, that's what I was wondering, just like what vibe did you get from this guy? But obviously it was like for him to stay over there. So yeah, I'm just learning this. I'm just listening because you guys are just I'm learning, guys. I'm learning, sorry. And morning, Rain. Hey, everyone.
Hey, Rain.
I don't know what else to say. That's it's a lot. It's a lot.
So I'm gonna help you a little bit. So
my
daughter at first didn't think
I'm still learning. Just trying to learn my boundaries.
It's an echo. Yeah, I think it's all right.
Good now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I said my daughter thought it was creepy right away. Like right away. She was like, I am his daughter's age. Why would he even say that? Why would he even say that, Ma? That was her reaction. Why would he even say that? Like, we are the same age. It was very pervy. She said it was very pervy. It was very pervy. So she caught it right away. And she was like, oh, what? Like, no. And I went to his daughter because she looked very uncomfortable of how her father was expressing, of how her father was even coming up to us and even having a conversation about, oh my God, I can't believe you're even doing this. That was her. Like, she was screaming, why would you even do this? God, you're gonna embarrass me again. You don't even know this lady. So that's her. That's her inner voice. I can like literally hear her say that. So that's why because I can hear her, I went and said, so, hey, you know, how are you? So I started with, hey, how are you? How's the campus treating you? Is this something that you think you're going to do? And, and then I went from there and then, of course she opened up and she said, this is not even my first school. My dad loves this school, basically. She even said that my dad loves this school. It's like half an hour from the house. But later on she learned that the school, because this is the first time she went for the tour. So she learned later on that, whoa, like, wow, this school does have everything that I need to like really be an amazing nurse, because they go to the hospitals while they're in school. They go to the hospital in their second year. They start going to the hospital and taking, the in-person help, like to help out and stuff. So she learned throughout the process that, yes, but her dad was like, what? Even when my daughter stepped away, because my daughter then stepped away and went to the bathroom before me, she felt it. She went to the bathroom with my other daughter, because it was just the three of us. So they went to the bathroom, they went and reset, and they went to talk it out. So they went and they reset, and then I stood talking to the girl and the dad. He listened. I wasn't really talking to him at this point. I was talking to her and asking her questions about herself. What is she like? Why nursing? And is this something that you think that you're going to like do forever, or this is something that you're doing now? So I went into the questions that were popping into my head at the time. So whatever spirit was saying to me, I was just saying it to her. But yeah, so then when my daughter came back, he then left. They left and went one way. And then I went to the bathroom because I let them go first, because we were going on a tour. So they left first, and then my daughter waited for me. I went to the bathroom, and then I reset everything. And by the time we made it to the next room, we weren't together. They were on one side of the room, we were on the other side of the room, and it continued. So she was very upset. The daughter was very upset, and she was very embarrassed that her dad was actually saying these things out loud to somebody. Not just to somebody, but a stranger that they met. And she probably was like, she almost slapped you. I'm glad she almost did. Talking to his daughter like that. But I wasn't gonna entertain that energy. That wasn't the energy that I was going to entertain. I was there to entertain me being a mom and being there for the girls. Even though she's not my daughter, but she didn't have a mom there, so I was there to represent a mother. So that's what I did. I represented a mother that she could look up to. And yeah, it takes these things that don't happen overnight, and it comes with times, and
And
yeah,
just you opened her up. You opened her up.
yeah.
I'm sorry. You
No,
opened her up.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the chat that we do have to protect our kids. That's why we
Yeah,
do have to protect our
absolutely.
bubble. That's why because when we send them out to the world, there's a lot of
Yeah.
and this is one of the examples of it that comes with this type of energy. And his energy is like, oh, you're so beautiful like your mother. I just want you. And what? So that's not happening. Not on my watch. Goodbye, psycho. But I love you though, because you came in and you taught me a lesson. So I love you though. Thank you so much. You're gonna go on your way with compassionate love, and maybe your daughter might be my daughter's next roommate. Who knows?
Hey.
Who knows?
Hey. I love that you were able to be there for her as a mother, because that's what she needed. And you were able to actually change the vibe for her too as well, and reset it, because she was able to see the place for what she needed and said, look what she got out of it. If she stayed in that vibe, she wouldn't have saw it. She would just wanted to die, go home, and just like, look, I need this to end. And it would have had such a negative connotation to her. Just even think about that place because of that. If she stayed in that vibe, but you changed it. You reset everything, and that really opened her up to that. I have to be a timekeeper extraordinaire today, because we have a very special event to attend. So it is 9:45, and I had promised the girls that I would stick to 9:45 so we can have our amazing shares. I mean, today's topic and the shares that came from everyone. Thank you. And thank you. And all mothers, everyone out there, allow your daughters to see this. Watch it with them. You know what I mean? And we will continue to have more of these conversations, mother-daughter conversations, because they're needed. They're needed to strengthen the women of who we are and the future women to come. All right. And we're going to help ourselves we do that, and help mothers do that, and daughters raise up into their powers. So yes, this is not the end. It's just coming to a small close right now, so we can move on for the day. Jesse, are you ready for today's card pull?
Oh yeah, well, I had them already.
Oh,
Yeah, the spirit gave us 3 cards today.
wow.
Yeah, so I'm glad you stopped the live. I'm glad you stopped the conversation. But yeah, when we first started, I was gonna do it at the beginning of the show. I was gonna do the card pull at the beginning of the show, but Spirit said no, wait until the end. But the cards were already pulled. The first card that came out was Joan of Arc, Voice of Truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecutions, and speak your truth. So, we started the conversation at, like, let's burn some stuff out. Let's do these kind of rituals. Let's get rid of things. And also let's call these things in, because these things are beautiful to bring in. And your extended message of this is you're being encouraged to stand strong. You may feel unrecognized and misunderstood, but that doesn't mean you have to give up on the mission you feel called to fulfill. So whatever you do, if you've been feeling like, oh my God, am I going crazy? Oh my God, this mission is too much for me. Whoa, did you even give it to the right person? Yeah, they don't make a mistake. They don't make yeah, you are supposed to be doing this mission. You are in this, you kind of signed the contract before you came here, that this is the mission that you have to be doing. And it's sort of like a remembering of it. And sometimes remembering of it, because we've been in this, whatever kind of years of not knowing or of asleep, you kind of was like, what? This is too scary. This is too much. This is a lot. So no, it still is the plan. It still is the purpose of you to fulfill it. You must follow the will of your soul and exercise your leadership spirit by speaking your truth. You may feel as if you are on a battleship, but this conflict will come to an end as soon as you stop defending yourself.
Oh.
So don't defend yourself, just allow. That was me. I was defending myself to my spiritual team, and they were like,
Oh
okay,
my
we're gonna cut it out. We're gonna call you out right now. When are you gonna cut it out?
Oh.
Cut it out. You are not here to prove yourself to others at all. It's, why would you even try that? Instead, approve of yourself. Know that your angels are on your side and that heaven is taking you for being an honest soul that you are. Because you're an amazing, amazing soul. So yeah. So embracing it is definitely and then the other card that came through was 𝕱𝖊, and he is a divine healer, and he is here to heal. So if you are looking for healing, he is one of the, and he's here to heal your heart, because the heart is the most important one. And I'm glad we're out here on a Sunday, on self-care Sunday, so that he can tap into that energy, honoring your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. And that was something that was really, really like, when that situation was going on with my daughter, that was one of the things that my guides were speaking to me and saying, do you see why you have to always stay in your light? Because when you stay on your light, you can help others, like how you helped her figure out if this was the school that she wanted to go to, if this is, get her out of the phone, because she was on the phone. And just with those, I believe it was like 5 questions that Spirit had asked me to ask her. With those questions, she was able to refocus, and then she even put her phone away to pay attention to the lecture, because they had different people in there. So different energies, different people, but they all were somehow like angelic angel. I was like, wow, this is very well prepped. I like it. The world can seem overwhelming to you, and it is okay to retreat to safe space every now and then to cleanse and recharge your energy. Every now and then, not always. You know, we're not going to be staying hermit mode. That's not what we're asking anymore. We're not staying in hermit mode anymore. We're going to go in there, recharge, and journal, love, listen to music, the meditation, do some whatever you love. But out of this, you're gonna come out of there, and then you're gonna go and send this brightness of that you are. You maybe feel called to serve others, to share your healing with them, but please ensure you are filled up with light first. Love and energy. Filled up with light, love, and energy first, so that you are not sacrificing your own development for others, which that was what's happening to me. So when my spiritual team took me out and put me into, this for a while, we're going to stay into this for the next 2 weeks. And this is your training for the next 2 weeks, and you're not going to move from here. Even if people want you to be there for them, well, you're not ready to be there for them. They either understand this because they've been with you and you're along the way, or they're just not going to come in the next phase of your life, because it's very important for you, for the collective, for you to do this. So when that was happening, I understood it. But if this is happening in your life and you don't understand what's going on, know that this is for the bigger purpose. This is for what you asked. This is something that you asked to happen. And then if things are coming in to trigger you, and it's not to trigger you, it's to show you the lesson. To show you the lesson of why you shouldn't be doing that, or why you should be doing that, or why you should be engaging in these conversations or not enjoying this conversation. You're surrounded by healing light of Hylon and the healing angels at this time, so that you can recharge and feel whole again. So you can feel whole. And the next card that came through was Krishna, devotion. And trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. You are loved unconditionally. So this is the first time we pull this card in the year. So I'm gonna read the beginning of the card. That's what Spirit is asking me right now. Krishna is a Hindu god who is known as Mahavatar, great avatar, and embodies divine wisdom. One of India's best loved gods. He is an approachable, kind, loving, and supportive guide. He is a peaceful being with a great love for all people and animals. He is often despite with a coif of lamp, which is a symbol of innocence, and a peacock feather on his head. Oh, okay. No wonder why the peacocks were there. Sorry, I'm having an inside conversation with my guys. Just to teach you that they're always there. You just have to be open to them being there. So thanks, boo. Which is said to honor the divine feminine, right? He was the spiritual guide of a warrior soul, Arjuna, as related to in the Hindu epic Bhagavad Gita, which really is the story of choosing love over fear. So if you're living yourself in fear, we're choosing love today, because love is what's going to take us to the next level. And if you're having a hard time, with it, you can call on Krishna today, and he will guide you. And he is very loving and gentle and energetic when you need him to be. Helps us move beyond the limitation and wars of our ego. Because we got to put that thing away and create in our own mind. And maybe even in the world around us. His twin flame is Ratna. No, another badass. Well, all respects, guys. You know it. You know it. You know it. You have a deep spiritual connection, and you must trust your guidance that's coming through. Your devotion to spiritual path has been recognized. It may feel as if you're being on a mental, emotional battlefield, but there are some sweet messages of hope around you now. Krishna is here to boost your sense of connection to the divine and to encourage you to act from your soul. If a decision needs to be made, ask yourself what will honor your soul and those around you. If you can choose the best for all evolved, then you will feel even closer to divine. Yeah. So if you have a question, just ask a question for your soul, not for your ego. So when the answers come through, you ask yourself, is this coming from my soul or is this coming from your ego? Remember, your ego is always going to keep you in the comfort zone. So it's going to keep you giving you that. So if questions, and ask more questions to the ego until you get all the clarity, because the truth is only revealed through your soul. The ego will keep you in like the illusion of things. Is that it, guys? Yeah, go rock it now. Go rock it, because you got this.
Awesome. Praise Allah for that. I'm thankful for everyone that we received that message today. I just want to say with an appreciative heart and full of gratitude, thank you all for being here. Thank you for coming every day, actually. Oh my goodness, and showing up for yourselves and showing up for us. We pray that everyone continues to have a blessed day full of love and light. Love you all dearly. Peace.
Mwah.